I know I've made several videos about this on the past, and the reason why I've made videos on it is because I honestly keep thinking that Mario Kart 9 is going to come out like every other year or whatever, to a point where I just I have no idea when it's going to come out. And I keep taking guesses. Is it going to come out in 2019? Is it going to come out in 2020? Is it going to come out in 2022, 2023? I really do not know. And I think the only entity that probably knows that is Nintendo. And the reason why Mario Kart 9 is such a big deal is because the Mario Kart franchise is like one of Nintendo's most popular IPs right now. And the last major Mario Kart game we got was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And some people say Mario Kart World Tour from 2019, but I don't know. That was like a mobile game or whatever, so I'm not really counting that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe from 2017 was like the last major Mario Kart game that we got, and it ended up being one of the best selling Nintendo games of all time. I think it did over 64 mil on the Switch, and it's currently like the top selling Switch game out there right now. And a lot of people have been speculating that Mario Kart 9 is going to appear on Switch 2, which is most likely going to happen in the future, but we have no idea exactly when. We know that the Switch 2 is either going to be announced or released next year, but there has been no talk, no mention of Mario Kart 9. The only thing that I've heard in relation to Mario Kart 9 is that the game was in development, and that was news that was reported back in early 2022. Since then, we haven't really received any updates or anything like that, so we have no idea how far in development Nintendo currently is with Mario Kart 9. We don't know what to expect. We don't know what the theme is going to be. We have no idea how big the roster is going to be. And the thing is, Mario Kart 8, the original version of the game, came out back in 2014, so that was about a decade ago, and that was on the Wii console. And then we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and since then we've been getting DLC. We've had multiple waves that included various content, and there's been like 48 DLC tracks, added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So obviously Nintendo has done everything in their power to milk that game for everything it's worth before they come out with Mario Kart 9. And yeah, I mean, like the bar has been set really high for this game, especially considering how much success Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has had on a commercial level within the past like couple of years. And I feel like, Mario Kart 9 is one of those things that like when Nintendo announces it, I feel like that's going to be one of the main games that's going to get people to buy the Switch too. And I feel like, Nintendo probably should have did that with like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. They probably should have used that to get people to buy the Switch too if they had decided to, wait until the next generation to release that game, because we have both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch console. Both those games are epic, and it makes you wonder, what are they going to do with the Zelda series by the time Switch 2 comes out? They're going to have to try and find a way to top Tears of the Kingdom in relation to commercial success and in relation to sales. And I think Tears of the Kingdom did more than 21 mil in terms of sales, but it didn't sell as much as Breath of the Wild, which did more than 32 mil overall in terms of sales. And yeah, like I feel like Mario Kart 9 is definitely going to be one of those games that's going to it's going to be like the main attraction for the Switch console, or the Switch 2 for that matter. And I feel like if it were to come out next year, we probably would have heard something about it this year, because Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, we learned more about it this year, and we know it's coming out next year. And I believe that's going to end up probably being one of the most highly anticipated Switch games of 2025. As far as Mario Kart 9 is concerned, I'm not expecting like any surprises in relation to it being released in 2025. I'm hoping that we get Mario Kart 9 by 2026 at the latest because Nintendo's had so much time to come out with a Mario Kart 9. And obviously, within the past like several years or whatever, it hasn't really been much of a priority. And it's obviously taken a back seat to other projects that they've been working on. And I feel like 2025 is going to be a year full of surprises in relation to video game releases. I don't think it's going to be quite as big as 2023, but I feel like it has the potential to rival 2023 in terms of high profile video game releases. I'm expecting more, job cuts within the gaming industry in 2025 because the economy is obviously going to get worse, and job cuts and companies, shutting down and stuff like that is something that we seem to hear about on a year to year basis. So that's not something that will really surprise me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more about Mario Kart 9. I'm hoping that we get it by 2026 because we waited way too long for this game, and it doesn't seem like Nintendo has really dropped any clues or anything like that, or any hints or anything about, this game being released next year. So, I don't know. I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, we'll learn more about Mario Kart 9 next year. Hopefully, we'll get that game before we get, Persona 6, which is something we're still waiting for, Atlas to announce and release and whatever. And I'm hoping that Mario Kart 9 is further in development than Persona 6 because Persona 6 doesn't look like it's gonna come out anytime next year. And I think 2026 would be perfect, for both of those games to come out, but that's not really, my decision. And, only time will tell when we'll see, Mario Kart 9 release for the Switch too.